Folks, welcome to the 2017 Fox Hills Talent Show, presented by the Events Committee. Larry Gerard is another show business representative from Fox Hills and runs the website for the Friars Club. Larry has chosen to read us a story about a visitor from his past.
The story I'm going to read tonight is about my childhood, which, since there was applause before, began in Brooklyn. I call this story The Stranger in My Home. A few years after I was born, my father met a stranger who was new to our neighborhood. And from the beginning, Dad was fascinated with this enchanting newcomer, and he actually invited him to live with us. This stranger was quickly accepted and was around from then on. As I grew up, I never questioned his place in my family, and in my young mind, he had a special niche. My parents were complementary instructors. My mother taught me good from evil. My father taught me to obey. The stranger, he was our storyteller. He would keep us spellbound for hours on end with adventures, mysteries, and comedies. If I wanted to know anything about politics, history, or science, he always knew the answers about the past. He understood the present, and even seemed able to predict the future. He took my family to the first Major League Baseball game. He made me laugh. He made me cry. The stranger never stopped talking, but Dad didn't seem to mind. Sometimes my mother would get up quietly while the rest of us were shushing each other to listen to what he had to say, and she'd go into the kitchen for some peace and quiet. I wonder now if she ever prayed for the stranger to leave. My father ruled our household with certain moral convictions, but the stranger never felt obligated to honor them. Profanity, for example, was not allowed in our home, not from our friends, any visitors, or us. Our longtime visitor, however, got away with four-letter words that burned my ears, made my dad squirm, and my mother blush. My dad didn't permit the liberal use of alcohol, but the stranger encouraged us to try it on a regular basis. He made cigarettes look cool, cigars manly, and pipes distinguished. He talked freely, much too freely, about sex. His comments were sometimes blatant, sometimes suggestive, and generally embarrassing. I know now that my early concepts about relationships were influenced strongly by the stranger. Time after time he opposed the values of my parents, yet he was seldom rebuked and never asked to leave. More than 70 years have passed since that stranger moved in with our family. He is not nearly as fascinating as he was when he moved in. But if you could walk into my parents' day today, you would still find him sitting over in his corner, waiting for someone to listen to him talk and watch him draw his pictures. His name, well, we call him by his initials, T.B. He has a wife and a child now. Their names, computer and cell phone.